regarding the loyalties that children have, or that we all have, to our family system. So it can be to our parents, to our grandparents, to our culture, to our religion, to our nation. And so we can have all sorts of loyalties that can limit our ability to create the kind of life that we believe that we want or that we long for. So for example, each of us is born into a story that is already being told. And so there is a family story, and the family story can be, we are the successful ones, or we are the ones that do this, we're the ones that believe that, we're the ones that struggle, we're the ones that never get what we need. We come from a long line of unhappy women. We come from a long line of fathers who have struggled. And so there are often stories that we are born into, and we become very loyal to those stories. And so it has been observed that it takes a very courageous child to actually be happier than their own parents, to allow themselves to be more satisfied in life, to have more in life, to be more happily partnered or more happily married than their own parents. It takes a courageous child to do that. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it takes effort. It takes a decision to look consciously at the stories that have been passed down and the expectations that have been placed upon us, and to make a different choice. And so very often I've noticed for young women, when their mother is very unhappily married, it can be quite a challenge for her to allow herself to be more happily partnered than her own mother. The same is true for boys as well, so I just give that as a particular example. But then there are also loyalties to our ethnicity, to our religion, to our country, but most of the loyalties come from the family system. And so for example, if growing up, if the person who showed you the most love, and let's say that that was your grandfather, or let's say that that was your grandmother, but your grandfather or your grandmother suffered from depression. And so sometimes we can feel conflicted and as if we are being disloyal if we have the audacity to be happier than them or to have more than them. And so quite often I've observed people limiting their lives out of loyalty to the suffering of others. And so that brings us into a place of taking ourselves out of being the position of the child in the family system. And so we are the dream of our ancestors. And so what we notice with family constellation work is that the ancestors actually want us to thrive, and they want us to be happy. Although there can be some individual cases where a parent actually resents their children being happier than them. That's also been observed in some family systems. But in general, what we observe is that the ancestors want us to thrive. And so each generation has the dream that the following generation will thrive more, will be happier, will have more, will do better, etc. But that can be quite a challenge for those children, particularly if their parents have been refugees, if they've survived a war, if they've survived some particular difficulty, or there has been a major loss or a tragedy in the family. So for example, one loyalty that I have seen over and over again through my work, through the years, is when a sibling has died in the family. So let's say you had a younger brother or younger sister, or older brother or older sister that dies in an accident or through an illness, to actually allow yourself to live, and to live fully, almost feeling guilty that you dare live, and live in the presence of your parents who are in deep mourning of the loss of the child. And so that's one very clear and visible case of a loyalty which can limit our ability to live life more fully.